for the opportunity to have in Toledo, Ohio, be the guy that's the very best in the world. Like, it's so impressive, and it should be, we should make a bigger deal out of it than what we do.
Y'all ready for this?
Welcome to the DeVerna podcast, where we talk about business, life, and how to win at both.
So, Dan DeVerna here with Dante Leon. Did I pronounce that correctly?
That's it. That's the real way to say it.
Awesome. Good to be here with you. So before we get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, like who you are, and roll right into how you ended up in Toledo.
Yeah, so basically a little bit the bio I kind of give on every grappling event, everything like that. I'm a 25-year-old Jiu Jitsu black belt. I'm originally from Harrow, Ontario, Canada. Currently a professional grappler and instructing Jiu Jitsu. I've been competing all over the world. I've been competing professionally for the last 2 to 3 years now. I've amassed quite a few titles: Nogi World Champion, Kasai Pro Champion, a few different things like that. So a little bit about my history in Jiu-Jitsu. I've been training Jiu-Jitsu for 12 years now, about 12 years, almost 13 years actually. And about 5 years now, I've been residing in Toledo, where I'm training full-time and teaching at GF Team Toledo and GF Team Perrysburg.
Awesome. Good. So most recently, the Black Belt World Champion. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that's kind of the, when I was growing up in Jiu-Jitsu, that was kind of one of the things that kind of put a star next to your name, kind of defined you as somebody who was the elite, somebody who was of the best in the world, and somebody that could be mentioned for years to come. I mean, there's a lot of titles you can win in jiu-jitsu, but to say that you're a IBJJF black belt world champion at the adult level as rarefied air is something different. So I accomplished that goal. It has been a goal of mine since I started competing at 13 and 14 years old. It's just been a goal I've always had, to be a world-class black belt. And it was really nice to realize that dream in 2019.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So Toledo, and you've been in Toledo for 5 years. How does a good Canadian boy end up in Toledo, Ohio?
So through training jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu was not the most common sport when I started, pretty much anywhere. It was a lot more common in the United States than it was in Canada. So I started at a gym in Canada, and things just kind of started to snowball. I kind of fell in love with it as soon as I started. I was training as much as I could in Canada. And then, as I started to progress, I just wanted to up my training and mix in different training. And I ended up training some in Detroit. I even trained in Toledo in my beginning years at other gyms during that time. But now I ended up in Toledo. How I ended up in Toledo was a guy I've known since I was 12 years old, Kelly Highmore. I was in transitions between teams and wanting to really make jiu-jitsu my life, really make a go at jiu-jitsu and make it my career. Not just something that I was good at and did on my free time while I was focusing on other things. I wanted jiu-jitsu to be the main focus. So Kelly was nice enough to kind of let me into the gym, have me have a team to train with, and kind of start to build something here in Toledo. And like I said, that was about 5 years ago that we started that, and it's grown since then. It's grown exponentially, and now here we are today.
So now you've got really 2 gyms that you're associated with, right? Like the Perrysburg location and the Toledo location, and quite,
Yes.
An awful lot of students, right?
Yeah, quite a few. We've during recent times, we're not able to train and be around everybody, but we have well over 100 students, nearing 150 students between both facilities, kids and adults. Perrysburg is a little bit of a younger academy. I believe Perrysburg's only been open about 2 years now, but with the new location there and the new facility, we hope to grow that even more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awesome. And then you've got some plans for a new Toledo facility as well, right? Like that's in the works for sure.
Yeah, so anybody who's been following on social media has probably seen some updates about it, heard some talk. Something we're super excited about is a brand new training facility in Toledo. Like I said, we already moved gyms in Perrysburg to a new upgraded facility, and Toledo is going to be state-of-the-art facility. We're talking over 6,000 square feet of space, 2,200 square feet of mat space, brand new mats, wall mats, everything. It's kind of something that you'd see in the magazines or something that you see online of these dream facilities to train at. It's something that really hasn't been brought to this area, something we're really excited to bring. It's kind of been our like star during all this time that, we can still work towards this gym and work to opening this gym very soon.
Yeah. What's the time frame on that potentially?
So between everybody, when the shutdown happened, construction was brought to a halt pretty abruptly, and there was about 4 weeks left. So we're looking at 4 to 5 weeks, and the plan is to start at the beginning of next week for contracting the construction. So hopefully we're going to get in there no later than the 1st of July, but we're ready to go. Whenever we get the green light and we can throw those mats down, we're ready to get in there.
So sometime this summer, probably. So
for sure.
In time as things start to maybe normalize a little bit.
Right? Yeah, of course, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, the Perrysburg space is awesome too. So I've practiced with Dante for a little bit better than a year, and probably a year and a half or so, however long it's been. But great guy and a great experience. I've practiced martial arts for a long time, and just have a passion for it. And it's cool to be around other people that love it. And then for the opportunity to have in Toledo, Ohio, be the guy that's the very best in the world. Like, it's kind of unreal. When I first went the first time, I didn't understand what that meant, and now that I do, it's so impressive, and we should make a bigger deal out of it than what we do, and you're not going to toot your own horn, but I would gladly toot your horn for you, because it's unbelievable to have watched what you've developed over even in that last year and a half since I've seen you or met you, how much better you've gotten. I mean, it's really, you're kind of on a heater, I guess you'd say, like definitely on the uptick. I don't think anybody's really looking forward to a match against you. Right?
Yeah. Well, now we see that jiu-jitsu is starting to come back with more events coming up. Fight to Win's coming back, Third Coast Grappling, all these professional events that everybody loves to watch. And obviously myself and other competitors just love to be a part of. So yeah, I see jiu-jitsu coming back sooner than later. And I think it's great to bring something world-class to this area. My goal is to give jiu-jitsu to people of all walks of life. If somebody, just like you said yourself, who has a passion, just wants to train, get better, stay healthy. That's what the gym is all about right there. And then the guys who want to compete and be more high level, like some of the instructors and some of the more advanced students that we have, this is also a great place to train. You're looking at somebody who is leading the training, who this is their life, competing and winning titles. That's how they make their living. So, it's a great place for everybody.
Yeah, I think one of the key elements that I'd like to highlight, and I think we need to make a point of, is when people hear how elite you are, they don't imagine themselves on the same mat. And what's really neat about this place and the experience I've had is like when I talk to my friends, and they first of all think I'm crazy that I've been doing martial arts for such a long time, and man, you're getting old, you're almost 50 years old, you're still doing martial arts, when are you going to quit that? I'm like, I'm thinking somewhere in the 90 range. Like, I think I can do martial arts at least for another 30 years for sure.
Yeah, that's the goal.
It's totally the goal. And the thing is, it's an awful lot of fun. And with the quality of people that we have, like most of the people are more like me than like Dante. The truth is that a pretty typical guy is probably a little bit above average in his, desire to get better at things. And he wants to stay healthy and he wants to be fit. And sometimes it's tough for guys like me to make friends. And so it's neat to have something that you're passionate about, that you can stay healthy with. It's good for you mentally, physically. one of the cool things about jiu-jitsu is when I walk in there and I get on that mat, I'm thinking of nothing else but jiu-jitsu. So no matter what's going on at home, what's going on at work, what's going on with my kids, like none of it, I have to be engaged with that person because that guy is looking to smash me. And it happens enough anyways. I don't need any help with distractions. So I love that. And I think the people that I've been most impressed with lately are actually some of the ladies. We have women in our gym that like they run circles around me. It's so impressive. It's really cool. So I don't know if you want to speak to that because it's kind of crazy. You oftentimes would see so many kids, but I see so much good going on, not just with the kids, but with adults, the men, and now starting to see so many women that are so good and so passionate. It's really awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, you kind of said it all right there when you were talking about sometimes people don't see themselves on the same mat as someone who's a professional. And the truth is that my training is not done around you and the students and everybody like that. I'm not coming into class and running the class like a drill sergeant or anything because everybody's got to get ready to compete because I have something coming up. I mean, my training is done competition style. It's done at a completely different time and completely different way. It's handled a completely different way than my classes are structured, or the way that I teach and give jujitsu to people like you, people like the majority of our students. If somebody shows that they want to compete, obviously we have training set up 5 and 6 days a week for that, and different regimens that we go through. So that's not what it's all about. I mean, this is not completely gung-ho for everybody to come in and needs to be a killer. That's not what it's about. Jiu-jitsu has to be about therapy. I don't expect everybody to take jiu-jitsu down the path that I took it, but at the same time, jiu-jitsu is like therapy to me too. And I don't have any stress or worries no matter what's happening in my life when I come in to train, because that's what makes me happy. It's my therapy, and in my eyes, it's the healthiest form of therapy that you could have. You can better yourself mentally and physically. You're not doing any harm to your body. You're becoming healthier and stronger, more fit every time you're in there. It's just a great workout. It's a great mental workout. It's all good things. It's all good things, especially for people like you and I who really do love it and really do have a passion for it. And then over the years, it's been good to see all the different students come in. I mean, the majority of my students are going to have a similar story to somebody like you, somebody who wanted to do martial arts. You've been training for a long time. Some people have been training for a long time in other disciplines. Some people did jiu-jitsu other places. Some people have never trained before. And it's cool that everybody can get together and create a good friendship. We have a great core of students, great, friendships that have been made at the gym that wouldn't have been made anywhere else. I mean, these people probably would have never met each other in their lives. One guy who works in Perrysburg, another guy who works out on the Michigan border are going to meet at jiu-jitsu and become best of friends. It's a very unique experience for those who haven't been part of a team or jiu-jitsu family like what we have.
Yeah. I think having practiced for martial arts for so long, I think there's a high level of respect for each other, and it's more of a partners instead of opponents.
Yeah,
and I
for
think
sure.
that's pretty cool too, because you're really trusting people at a very high level, because the possibility for injury would be there, but it almost never happens. Like almost never happens. And one of the other neat things is that even though I'm kind of terrified to roll with, you or some of the other high level guys that we have, those are the guys that are the gentlest, and it would almost be impossible for you to hurt me. You just wouldn't, because you've been doing this so long. And so I'm really, really scared to roll with you, but you're the one I should be least worried about. I mean, I'm definitely not going to, and it's not going to end well for me, but I'm not going to be injured or hurt or anything. And so for those people that are like on the fence and thinking about that, it's pretty neat. Like, I mean, a year and a half into it, I've been sore, I've been humbled, but I'm not hurt. I'm in way better shape than I've ever been in. I mean, I think at 48 years old, I could go back and beat up the Dan of any age that I had. for
That's
sure.
awesome,
Like,
man.
no question. So I think
Awesome.
that stuff's pretty cool too. So
We're
obviously,
trusting each other in jiu-jitsu. You know, it's a huge trust thing. We have to respect each other to the point that we can give up and we don't have ego with each other. I can by submitting to you or by tapping to you, it's basically me recognizing that I have to give up. You win, basically.
Mhm.
And the cool thing about jiu-jitsu is that when we let our ego rest and we take jiu-jitsu for what it really is, we can do that, and then we turn around and we slap hands and we keep going, or we just learn from it. There's no competition that needs to be had in the gym training. Even though I'm a competitor, there's a large majority of the year I'm fooling around, not really fooling around, but I'm experimenting in training and trying different things. And depending on the day you come in, you could see me getting rolled over by some of the other guys at the gym and getting in the bad positions, tapping out, all kinds of things. But that's what training is about. Training's about trusting each other, helping each other improve, and more than anything is letting our ego rest so we can just enjoy jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think it's neat that you've got some of the some of the older guys and some of the younger guys, and even some people that I think are now starting to realize and recognize that Toledo has such talent, and they want to be around that talent. So they're going to come from all over, potentially all over the world, especially once that new facility's there and they have the opportunity to train in a facility like that. I think we're going to see a lot more attention in Toledo, Ohio.
Oh, for sure. And I'm very open to train with other people who have something to offer to the training or that want to get better, want to experience training here. Obviously, how we train as far as like a competition, when you see the competition standard of these teams, they're little bigger teams and they have their kind of set practices and things like that. Our style, we obviously have set practices and different things that we do, but our style is a little bit different. We have a smaller team. It's a little more tight knit. And for us, it's worked great. It's amazing. We have different guys coming in and out of the gym to train. We're, sending our competitors to train in other places. So we're always increasing the level. We're always bringing great talent in, whether it's to instruct and help out the students or it's to train with the competitors or both. We're always having a lot of people in. And once we have this new facility, we're going to have more space, more training area to have. We can have more people on the mat. I mean, with 2,200 square feet of mat, I bet you we could have, 60, 70, 80 people there drilling and training and, nobody really running into each other.
So big. It's going to be so much fun. So
Yeah.
we haven't really talked about it, but you kind of have to at a time like this. We're in the middle of this pandemic and, well, not the middle anymore, hopefully towards the end. But I'm sure that a lot of people are thinking, geez, with jiu-jitsu, how are you going to do that? So I'm sure there's going to be some new kind of extra precautions and things.
Yeah.
And also I think we're starting to get closer to a timeline for when we could actually open, right?
Well, as far as what the state issued yesterday, it's looking like May 26th is the target date. As with everything that's really been going on, there's dates released, there's time frames released, and then there's not a lot of rules, guidelines, restrictions released along with it. So that's something you kind of got to wait for. But regardless of what they are, we're ready to open, and we're just ready to get back, man. We think it's been time. It's been a long enough. We've done everything we can. We've actually closed down the gym and closed down classes before there was any kind of state or government issue to do so.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on top of this the entire time, and we've tried to do the right thing. And when it's time to return, we're going to continue to do the right thing. We're going to follow any restrictions or guidelines that they have laid out. We've already notified our students on what things they can kind of expect to change, what rules we're going to enforce more, and different things that are going to go on in the gym because we're trusting the guidelines that the state is going to issue. And we want to keep everybody above everything when we're talking about, no ego and respecting the tap and no one getting injured because we're trusting each other. We're all going to put trust in each other and we're going to try and stay as safe as possible. But at the same time, we feel it's time to get back together and get back to training and getting back to our lifestyle, man. It's imperative to stay healthy and stay working, especially when there's these kind of things going on. It's imperative to keep positive and have good energy, stay fit, break a sweat, stay moving and be around people. It's time to be around each other, whether we don't have contact or whatever rules we need to follow that are different than the past. It's time to kind of be around each other and be with the crew again.
Yeah, it's time to start moving forward. I mean, I think everybody, as far as the guidance from our state, they've done as good of a job as they could, but you can't hit the pause button for too long before you start losing, people and businesses and all kinds of things. There's an awful lot of good that comes out of the way we've had things going in the past, and I'm looking forward to that moving back. So that's
Oh,
pretty
absolutely.
exciting.
It's been tough times. It's been trying times. We can say it's been something that I've never been through before, but it's been something pretty much nobody has ever really been through before. Anybody that's alive right now really hasn't experienced something like this, to my knowledge. So it's definitely a different time. It's definitely something we are doing our best at. We're staying as educated and as updated as we can with everything. And like I said, no matter how we have to come back, we're going to come back. We have a date targeted, and we're going to do everything we can to stay within those rules, stay within those guidelines.
Awesome. Good. Before I let you go, is there anything else we should be talking about? Anything else we should know about?
Just that with the gym, as far as updates go, we're going to continue doing our online program. We're going to continue doing our online training. We're going to set up a nice studio that we can film different techniques. We're going to have a course to go from white belt to blue belt, different techniques this way. It's going to be in a library. It's going to be something that we are beginning to work on now and have been beginning to work on, because now everybody was at home and looking to still continue their jiu-jitsu training, looking for drills to do at home. Some people were kind of solo and didn't have anyone to partner up with. So we've been working on that, and something that's good that's come out of this whole thing is we can continue that, and we can just kind of snowball that to make a whole online program with a whole library of techniques for, to go from white to blue belt, a whole year of jiu-jitsu knowledge right there at your fingertips.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. That'll be great. That's really cool.
For sure.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, lots of training and making sure you're ready when it's go time. So good talking to you always.
Hey, we're ready to open the gym. I'm ready to compete. It didn't stop this whole closure, this whole quarantine. There's still been a lot of training going on at home in my home gym, the mats in my living room here, with the housemates and people I live with. So the training has definitely had to adapt. The work for the gym has definitely had to adapt and overcome this pandemic and these obstacles, but it's still continued, and I'm ready to get back out there whenever.
And I'm sure based upon some of the videos I've seen, you're coming back even stronger.
For sure. Yeah, there's more time to focus on lifting and training at different times like that. You have a lot of work to do in a day because you're working from home, but you're working from home. So you have more leisure to build your schedule a little bit more. And it's always good to use some time where you're down from competing. They get a little bit stronger and put on a little bit of muscle, maybe even a little bit of weight, and have your body feel good, feel stronger and ready for the next season when you're skinny and cutting weight and all grumpy, ready to fight. So it's
Right
been
on.
good.
Awesome. Good. Thanks, Dante. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, buddy. We'll talk soon.
Awesome, Dan. Appreciate it. Take
Thanks,
care.
man. You bet.
Yep.
DeVerna offers products and services using the following business names: Creative Financial Partners, Insurance and Financial Services, Emeritus Investment Company, LLC, AIC, member FINRA, SIPC, Security Investments, Emeritus Advisory Services, AAS Investment Advisory Services. AIC and AAS are not affiliated with Creative Financial Partners. Products and services are limited to residents of states where the representative is registered. This is not an offer of securities in any jurisdiction, nor is it specifically directed to a resident of any jurisdiction. As with any security, request a prospectus from a representative. Read it carefully before you invest or send money. A representative will contact you to provide requested information. Representatives of AIC and AAS do not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult your tax advisor or attorney regarding the situation.
Whew. Thanks for watching.